Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 6 of Leviathos Esports. We're officially halfway through. We have 4 more weeks left, and we had a lot of exciting matches last week. Um, that's not the best start I could have had. It's been a long day. I'm sorry, everyone. But we are in week 6. The first match of the night is going to be between the Abyss and the Surge, and we will break down the matchup shortly. But we're gonna have, unfortunately, this week a couple 2v2s, and I think there will only be one 3v3 this week, and we'll break down all of that right now. So to start with the standings, Tempest still undefeated. They keep finding ways to win with a plus 24 goal differential, sitting at 5-0, followed up by the Waves, who are 3-2, and they have a plus 5 goal differential, so that's better than the Tide's -2. So the Tide is currently sitting in what's supposed to be third. I don't know why the ranks are like that, but the Tide are supposed to be third at 3-2. Same number issue for Fangs and Abyss. It's been a long week. I'm sorry, everyone. The Fangs are fourth with plus 18. Somehow, the second best goal differential, they're still fourth in the standings, but they still have a playoff spot. And the Abyss and the Surge are both at the bottom with 2-3 and 1-5. Currently out of playoff position, but a win from the Abyss tonight will temporarily put them at the 4 seed and make my numbered rankings a little bit more correct. But all depends on the results of this match tonight. Here's the stats. Myself and Sinks have been jumping back and forth between second and third every week. But Greenspeed holding that top spot with 608 average score. Unbelievable. And then Silver, Nate, Fire, Pickle, NJ, who is done for the season, Hi, Luna, Aza, Bass, a new face in the league who's had a few good starts as of late. Xander, who hasn't been here since the preseason tournament. I doubt we're seeing him again. Not, who's also a new one. Both of them on the Surge. Led up by Paul, Infinite, Oompa, and Hisro, who we're hoping to see in a week or two as he's coming off hand surgery. So hopefully we'll be able to see that as well. And to break down the match tonight, we got the Abyss taking on the Surge. So the battle of the 5 and 6 seed. Like I said, if the Abyss win, they will jump to the 4 seed over the Fangs temporarily. But the Fangs still have a match to play later in this week. This will be the first of our 2v2 matches. Infinite is not available for this match, as well as Bass. So we will be having a 2v2 between Nate and Hi from the Abyss and Pickle and Knot from the Surge. I think it's going to be a pretty even matchup. The stats don't really show it because Pickle hasn't had as much game time as Nate or Hi, but Pickle's stats are not something to be taken lightly. And that is going to do it for the breakdown of this match. I'm going to get the team set up, and we are going to try to get this started as quick as possible. Be right back. Alright, we should be getting going very shortly. If my private match was to load. Rocket League straight off an update just didn't let me in a private match. Hell yeah. It's always post update. Always struggles a bit. It's alright. And I didn't make teams. Well, this is fun. We got Abyss. And Surge. Bang. Third time's a charm. Oh my god, it's not gonna let me in. Oh, this game's tempting me today. This game is tempting me. Lord. Wait. Interesting. Right. Yeah, yep. We're doing this. Oh my god. Pickle. Yeah. Fifth time's a charm. God. I am so sorry. But we move. Here we go. Actually playing now. Game 1, Abyss Surge. Currently the bottom two teams fighting for a spot in playoffs. In an interesting 2v2 match, since both of statistically the lower ranked players are not here, and Hi gets the first goal for the Abyss. 1-0. Nate with a clean pass right to Hi. Early lead for the Abyss. 4:51. 9-second goal for the Abyss. The Surge still looking for their first regulation win of the season. Once again, their only win comes from Pickle in the Ryder Cup tournament we played in the bye week on week 4. Here's Hi. Not. Playing it to the left wall. Hi chasing. Not able to collect the boost. Pops it straight up. Not. Gets a touchdown. Nate's there to clear. Credit with the save. Here's Pickle. Can't get a clean touch. Pass mid. No one's home. Hi has a clean shot on net. Not gets the save. Good pass by Not. Pickle is an open net. And Pickle's going to tap in to tie the game. 4:09 on the clock. What a smart touch by Not. Just booms it off his own back wall. Goes right to Pickle. 4:09. 1-1 game. Kickoff is won by the Surge. That pops straight up. Here's Not. Touches it to the left wall. Nate can't get a clean read. A little lag there, but a demo. And Hi has an open net and just taps it in and makes it a 2-1 game. Oh, they're trumping it right now. Oh, God. I'm kind of glad I'm not in that call, to be honest. 3:56. 2-1 game. Hi wins kickoff. Here's Pickle. Can't get a touch, and Nate has an open net and places it bottom left corner. 3-1 Abyss. Nate once again taking advantage of the open nets that the Surge are giving them. Hot start for the Abyss. 3:49 left. Nate wins the kickoff. Nate's going to try to follow. Touch off the ceiling isn't what he's looking for. Not has an open net at the moment, but isn't able to get there. Pickle. Bumps Not. Or Nate, sorry. High. Gets a 50. Pickle. Plays it back to his right corner. Trying to grab the boost. High with the steal. That goes straight down. Nate can't get a clean read. Just plays it off the corner. Passes it back mid. High's there with the shot. Top left corner from High. 4-1 game, Abyss. What a pass by Nate. Places it directly over Pickle. Top left corner. Abyss with a hot start and a big lead in game 1. Surge win kickoff. Surge gotta find some momentum. Couple fakes. Here's Not. Tries to pass mid. That's an easy save for Nate. Booms it up to High. High gets a shot. And Pickle makes a great save. Pickle gonna try to follow. Pops it off the left wall. Stays low. Grabs the front left boost. Passes mid. Knots up. Gets a touch off the right wall. But just not able to get a shot on net. Pickle 50s. That goes right to Not. Not has some time and space. Isn't able to get a touch. Pickle follows. Beat by Nate. Nate has an open net to make it 5-1. And he's gonna execute. Big lead for the Abyss in game 1. Just small mistakes the Surge are making are leading to open nets for the Abyss. And they are taking advantage of every single one of those. 5-1, 2:39 left. Surge wins kickoff clean. Here's Nate. Can't get a clean touch. A couple whiffs early. Nate tries to pinch it. Isn't able to get a clean touch. Not. Takes it to the corner. Not. Can't get around Nate. Nate backs into it and plays it back to High, but Not with the steal. Not with the pass mid. And that's a credit with the save for High. Easy play for him. Here's Pickle. Tries to beat 2. Is able to. Not. With some time and space. A 2-on-1 opportunity. Not flicks around 1. And the save from Nate temporarily keeps it out. But here's Pickle with the fake on High. Pickle with no boost. And Nate's there to clean it up. A good fake by Pickle. But just not able to get past Nate. Just ran out of boost. Not. And there was a double commit by Surge. And Nate, once again with the wide open net, takes advantage. 6-1 Abyss. A double commit. Probably should have been Pickle's ball. But Not tried to play it back to him. But just some miscommunication by them. Leads to another open net for Abyss. I don't think the Abyss necessarily have done anything spectacular to get this lead. I think they're just waiting for Surge to mess up and then taking advantage of those mistakes. Surge just got to clean it up. Not. Booms it to the right wall. Pickle's going to follow. Pass mid. Not home. Open net. Not gets the goal for the Surge. Makes it a 4-goal game with 1:13 left. That's what I'm talking about. A good pass to the right wall. Pickle is there. Hits it off the corner. Open net for Not. Just some clean, simple Rocket League. That's all they need to be in this game. Kickoff one by Abyss. Nate booms it off the back wall. High's going to try to get a shot. Bumped by Not. A smart bump. Here's Pickle trying to follow. Trying to get some momentum for the Surge heading into game 2. Because there's only 1 minute left in game 1. Here's Not. Can't get around Nate. Nate takes his time. Nate has one man to beat. Nate versus Pickle. Nate wins it. And Nate, with an open net, makes it 7-2. I mean, I think it was a dagger before this goal. But this is the true dagger. Just, there's no way the Surge can come back 5 goals. 47 seconds left. Pickle wins kickoff. It's going to bounce straight down. Not pinches it off the front wall. Hi. He's able to clear. Pickle. Touches around. Hi recovers. Pass to Nate. Not's there to clear. Hi with the shot. And Hi makes it 8-2. Just pure dominance from the Abyss. 4 goals from each player. Just some good team play from the Abyss. Trying to fight their way into the 4 seed once again. 30 seconds left. Pick off one by the Abyss. Pickle trying to stall time. Pickle plays around one. Pickle is one to beat. Pickle pops around him as well. And Pickle gets another goal for the Surge. Trying to get some life on this team. They need to build some momentum and carry it into these games. Just a cold start from the Surge defensively. But their offense, they got 3 goals that game. That's pretty good. They just couldn't get away from the wide open nets and the double commits. If they can clean that up, this is going to be a series. Hi clears. 10 seconds left in game 1. The Abyss with a very hot start. Send a message early as they take game number 1. They're trying to get one more. And everyone's keeping it up, but the Abyss take the first game with ease. I mean, if you're to factor out the double commits and the open net chances, I think the Abyss scored like 1 or 2 goals. It was just small mistakes that the Surge were making that led to that win. So if they can clean that up, I say they would take game 2. But that's only if they clean up those mistakes. Here's Pickle. Rips a shot on an open net, and Surge take the first goal. 1-0 with 4:52 left. Pickle saw the open space, was able to beat Nate clean. Hi missed the boost in the back right corner and just couldn't get there in time. Early lead for the Surge in game 2. Kickoff won by the Abyss, trying to respond quickly. Not plays it off the left wall. Pickle's gonna follow. Off the left wall as well. Pickle with the shot. That's blocked by Hi. Nate can't get a clean touch. Hi with an amazing touch to clear. Here's Pickle. Pops it to himself. Pass mid. Not with the shot. Nate with a great save. That was going bottom left corner. Able to recover quickly. Not gets a demo on Nate. Pickle backflips. Keeps the pressure on. Pickle. 50s Hi. Hi wins that one. Not can't get a touch, and there's no one back for the Surge. Abyss have numbers. Nate pass mid to Hi with the shot goes off the left wall. Nate gonna follow. Pickle stalls some time. Nate passes back mid. Pickle's there to clear. Hi takes control. Gets around Pickle. Hi's one to beat. He does. Open net. Pickle recovers with no boost. What a save by the Surge. Not takes the boost from Pickle and doesn't go for ball. And that leads to an open tap in for Nate. Not went boost over ball. And that led to a wide open net. We got a tie game with 3 minutes 40 left. Tie up on kickoff. Pickle plays it to the right wall. Pickle gonna try to pass mid to Not. Not can't get the touch. Here's Nate. Plays off the right corner. Just waiting for the pass. And Pickle with the turnover. Pickle has some pressure here. Pickle pass mid. Nate's there to clear. Not keeps it in temporarily. Nate demos Pickle. Open net. Not recovers nicely. Booms it to the right wall. He's going to try to follow. Beats Nate. Surge have numbers. Pickle gets a demo on Nate as well. It's just Hi back with low boost. Pickle. Off the corner. Well done by Hi. It was a 2-on-1 situation, and he had 13 boosts to work with and was able to get out of it. Not pops it straight up to Pickle. Pickle gonna follow. Double commit by Surge again. They gotta recover. Nate has a shot on net. And once again, Nate taking advantage of the open nets. 2-1 Abyss. What I said at the beginning of the game, if they could avoid the double commits, they would win this game. But I didn't say they weren't gonna double commit. They just have to stop double committing. Clean win for Surge on kickoff. Not. Just misses left. Not able to get the shot chance. Passes back mid. Not off the post. A good play by the Surge, but just an unlucky bounce off the post. And now Nate responds the other way. And Pickle own goals. An own goal from Pickle makes it a 3-1 game. Nate just forcing the pressure. Forcing Pickle to make a play, and he's just not able to. 2:25 left. Tie up on kickoff. Another tie up on kickoff. It's leaning towards the Surge, winning that one. Here's Pickle. Chopped down. Shot going top left is saved by Nate. Here's Not. Tries to stall time. Nate's alone against Pickle. Wins the 50. High. Pass mid. Pickle's there to clear. Just booms it downfield right to Nate. Nate pinches off the back corner. High. Trying to take some time. High, one to beat. Wins the 50. Nate's going to follow. Off the left wall. Nate slows it down. Beats one. Nate has one to beat. Pickle recovers. Pickle flicks over High. Pass mid. Not gets a good 50. Surge currently with the pressure, but Nate's trying to clear it. Not with the great pop-up pass mid. Pickle's not home. And that's a clear for the Abyss. Pickle takes his time. Pickle flicks one. Pickle going to try to follow. Cleared by Nate. Right to High. The redirect goes over the bar. Good play by the Abyss. There's Not. Tries to touch it. Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. That leaves High versus Pickle. And High takes advantage and makes it a 4-1 game. Just missed opportunities from the Surge lead to constant wide open chances for the Abyss. And I don't think the Abyss have missed on a single chance they've gotten. Minute 5 in game 2. Abyss up 1 in the series. Nate. Soft touch. Easy save for Pickle. Minute left. Pickle needs to try to get some momentum for this team and just take over. Pickle off the right corner. Bounces over him. High. Easy clear. High's got time and space, but doesn't have the boost. Pickle. Touches down. Pickle. Tries to pop over Nate. Nate is there to clear. Not. Pinches it. Nate gets the demo on Pickle with 30 seconds left. Down 3. It's not looking good for the Surge in game 2. There's Pickle. Off the corner. Pickle plays it to the other corner to try and collect boost. But that's a weird bounce. Pickle reads it nicely. High. Off the backboard. Open net at the moment for Nate. Can he place it off the post? Rebound by High. And Abyss put the dagger in game 2. Nate tried to place it, but then was able to get the bump after the miss. 7 seconds left. And the Abyss are going to take a 2-0 series lead and are 1 game away from a sweep. Not past mid. Pickle with the shot. And the Surge trying to build some momentum for game 3. Get the final goal of game 2. Good passing play by Not and Pickle. They need to bring that into game 3 if they want to try to at least take 1 game in this series. Kickoff's 1. And the ball will drop. And the Abyss take a 2-0 series lead. And are looking for a sweep and entering the 4th seed over the Fangs until their game later this week. The Surge have everything they need. Hold on. Hold on a sec, guys. I saw something that needs to be addressed. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Alright. On to game 3. The Surge, like I was trying to say, the Surge have everything they need to make this a series. They just gotta clean up the mistakes. Off the left wall is Nate. Knott gets a good touch. Forces Nate in an awkward situation. Pickle with the rebound. Another save from Nate. Great defense by the Abyss. Nate pops it mid to Hi-Hi. The passing plays have been very strong from Nate and Hi-Hi this series. Nate tries to pinch down. Pickle's there. Pickle with an open net. I didn't even realize that was on net. And the Surge take an early lead. 4:32 left. Pickle just got around both of them and it curved right into the left corner. Good start for the Surge. Let's see if they can keep it up. Kickoff one clean by the Abyss. Pickle able to temporarily keep it out, but Knott's there for the rebound and gets the save. Knott booms it downfield. That's going to hit off the left wall. Knott's going to try to double. Gets a reset pass back to Pickle. Nate can't get the clear. Had an open net temporarily. Leaves Hi-Hi all alone against both Surge players. Knott past the Pickle. Pickle can't turn enough fast enough. Here's Nate. Passes mid. Hi-Hi is up with the shot saved by Pickle. Knott can't get a touch. Hi-Hi can't get a touch either. Knott gonna force a 50. Easy save for Nate. Here's Pickle. Tries to get around Nate. Hi-Hi is there to clear. Knott backflips to keep it in the Abyss zone. Nate pops up to himself. Beats one. Nate doesn't have boost to beat two. Just trying to solve some time for Hi-Hi. He gets a 50. Pickle has a kind of open net, but doesn't really have an angle. Passes it mid to Knott. Knott is up. What a shot by Knott. Makes it a 2-0 game for the Surge. A perfect pinch straight up from Pickle, and Knott reads it perfectly and places it around Nate. 2-0 with 3:20 left. Kickoff's won by the Surge. Building some momentum. Trying to fight their way for a reverse sweep. Nate pops around both and gets the 50. Pickle able to stall some time, but gets demoed by Nate for it. Hi-Hi plays it to the back corner. Playing slow. Grabs the boost. Gets bumped, but gets it around Knott. Pickle keeps it in. And Nate booms it down the field where Hi-Hi's waiting. What a pass by Hi-Hi, and Knott recovers nicely. What a save by Knott. Here's Hi-Hi. Off the back corner. Stolen by Pickle. Nate gets a 50 on Pickle. Pinched up. Pickle passes mid to Knott, and not able to get there. Nate has some open space to work with. Can't get around Knott. Good defense. Flicks it over him. What a save by Pickle. I don't even know how he recovered, but Hi-Hi taps it home. Makes it a 1-goal game. I don't even know how this first save happened. That's an unbelievable save by Pickle with no boost. But Hi-Hi just was able to keep the pressure and forces it top left corner. 1-goal game with 2:22 left. Kickoff won by the Abyss. Trying to get back in game 3 and get a sweep on the Surge. Knott booms it down to the corner. Hi-Hi has some time. Plays it to the right corner. Knott can't get it, but Pickle booms it to the right side. Here's Nate slowing it down. Tries to pop around Pickle. Pickle touches it to Knott. Good passing by the Surge. Knott can't get it around Hi-Hi. Pickle can't either. Knott gonna try again. Here's Nate. Able to get it one touch, but Pickle finds himself an open net, and the Surge take a 2-goal lead. Nate tried to leave it for Hi-Hi, but a little bit of a hesitation from Hi-Hi leads to an open net for Pickle. We have a 2-goal game with a minute 39 left. Tie up on kickoff, but it inevitably goes the Surge's way. Pickle. Can't get around Nate. Nate with some space. Steals their boost. Pass mid to High. Open net. And Nate saves his own teammate's shot. He just landed straight down on the ball. That is so unfortunate for the Abyss. With a minute 15 left, that could have been the difference. Not. Can't get a clean touch. High. Steals it. Abyss have the momentum. Pass mid. High. Keeps it in temporarily. Doesn't really have boost to follow. Here's Pickle. Kept in by Nate. Not. Tries to clear. Double commit by Surge, but they're able to clear. Nate booms it to High. High can't get a touch around. Not. Booms it back into the Abyss side. High. Pops over Pickle. Trying to 50. Gets the win. Open net for the Abyss. And we have a 1-goal game. High with the pressure on Pickle. Just didn't give up on the play. Easy tap in after that clean 50 win from High. And we have a 1-goal game with 36 seconds left. A lot can happen in those 36 seconds. Nate wins kickoff. Could we see a kickoff goal? Not own goal. A lot can happen, including own goals, placed bottom left corner. I just noticed something. Pickle's not... Oh, there's Pickle. I was going to say, I don't know where Pickle went. We have a tie game, 30 seconds left. And oh my god, the Abyss have come back. Down 2 with 36 seconds. Well, they were down 1 with 36 seconds. They were down 2 with a minute left. And they've come all the way back to take the lead with 24 seconds. If they can hold on, they sweep the Surge and jump to 4. Number 4 in the standings. And earn themselves a playoff spot. Temporarily. Nate is going to follow. The shot. That's wide right. Easy save for Pickle. 10 seconds left. Do the Surge have a miracle in them? Pickle with some phenomenal dribbling. Off the post. Are you kidding me?
And it's back to the garage.
Wow. What just happened? I'm dumbfounded. What just happened? Wow. So the Abyss sweep the Surge and take the 4 seed temporarily over the Fangs. The Surge fall to 1 and 6. A lot happened in that last minute and a half that I just don't have words for. Just a brutal collapse from the Surge. They had that game locked up. They were looking like they were going to fight to take at least one game, maybe go for a reverse sweep, but they just couldn't hold on to the lead. Unbelievable. So the Abyss jumped to 500 and are now above the Fangs, but the Fangs, I believe, have their game tomorrow night at 7. So we'll wait for that to see if the Abyss can keep that 4 seed locked up. That's going to do it. I'm sorry about the commentary at the end. I was kind of shocked at what I was witnessing. Shout out to the Surge. I feel horrible that happened. That it's just part of the game. But they were looking so good, and I'm kind of rooting for them because they deserve a series win with how good they've been playing. So it's just really unfortunate to see. But thank you all for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for the next matchup. Good night.